Hello friends, this is Devpriya and you are welcome to Nunia Sir's English classes. Today we'll study third poem of grade 7 whose title is The Shed. This poem is composed by Frank Flynn. Study points of the poem are introduction, rhyme scheme, explanation, poetic devices, and at last theme of the poem. So we'll start with introduction. The poem is about the child curiosity, about the old and the locked things. The poem is about the shed, which is a small room used to store junk in it. It is away from poet's main house in their garden. He has curiosity to go inside that shed, but his elder brother scares him. But he is sure that he'll definitely peek into that shed one day. And the poem also projects strong determination of the child to inquire about the shed at some point of time in future. So basically the whole poem is about the shed, and it is a small room which is used to store junk in it. Now we'll see rhyme scheme of poem. And for rhyme scheme we'll see last word of every line. First word is garden. Ending sound is N. We'll label it with letter A. Next word is door. New sound will label it with next letter, that is B. Next word is wind. Again new sound will take next letter, that is C. Next word is listen. Listen and garden. They rhyme to each other, so we'll repeat the letter A. Next word is day. New sound will label it with next letter, that is D. Now second stanza, first word is side. We'll label it with letter A. Next word is glass. New sound will take next letter, that is B. Next word is me. Again new sound will label it with next letter, that is C. Now next word is pass. Pass and glass. They are rhyming words, so we'll repeat the letter B. Next word is day. Again new sound, so we'll take next letter, that is D. Now third stanza. First word is shed. We'll label it with letter A. Next word is floorboards. New sound will take next letter, that is B. Next is inside. It is also new sound, so we'll label it with next letter, that is C. Next is head. Head and shed. They are ending with same sound, so we'll repeat the letter A. Next word is day. It is new sound, so we'll take next letter, that is D. Now last stanza, that is first word is ghost. We'll label it with letter A. Next word is den. It is new sound, so we'll take next letter, that is B. Next is noises. It is also new sound, so we'll take next letter, that is C. Next is web. Again new sound, so we'll label it with next letter, that is D. Next is when. When and den. They are ending with rhyming sound, so we'll repeat the letter B. Next word is soon. It is also new sound, so we'll take next letter, that is E. Now last word yet. Again new sound, so we'll label it with next letter, that is F. So as we have seen, no specific pattern is followed in the poem, and there is no metric system followed in poem, as some lines they are very short and some are too long. So with this we can see it is a free verse poem. So this is free verse poem. Now we'll see explanation of the poem. There's a shed at the bottom of our garden with a spider's web hanging across the door. Now poet says that at one corner of our garden a shed is there with a spider's web hanging across the door, and this line shows that the shed is very old. A spider has woven his web across the door. As we know, when the things got old and they are not used frequently, so spiders they will come and they will weave their web. So spider has woven his web across the door and it is hanging across the door. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. Now what are hinges? They are metallic devices which are used to fix door with doorpost. Like this we can see in the given image. They are hinges. and those hinges are rusty. As you know, when we leave any metallic thing open in air, after some time it will start getting rusty. So those hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. Means when the wind blows, they produce creaky sound, they produce irritating sound. When I am in bed, I lie and I listen. Now here I is used for poet himself. Poet is lying in bed and he is listening to that creaky and irritating sound. I'll open that door one day, and he's saying to himself that I'll definitely open that door one day and see what is inside that shed. And here I'll show the strong determination of poet to open that door one day. Next stanza, there's a dusty old window around at the side with three cracked panes of glass. The shed is also having a window at the side like this one, and it is very old and dusty with three cracked panes of glass. And from that window, three panes of glass means three glasses have broken, they are cracked like this. I often think there's someone staring at me each time that I pass. Now, when the poet he's passing by the shed, he's having a feeling like someone is living in the shed and he's gazing and looking at him. He's staring at him each time that I pass. I'll peep through that window one day. And now again he says that one day I'll definitely look into from that window that what's inside the shed. My brother says there's a ghost in the shed. Now poet tells us that his brother is saying him that a ghost, a devil power is living inside the shed, who hides under the rotten floorboards. And that ghost, he's living inside or he's hiding inside the rotten floorboards. These are the floorboards in the picture we can see, and rotten words is used here because they are very old and they are damaged. So rotten floorboards. That ghost is hiding inside the rotten floorboards. And if I ever dare to set foot inside, he'll jump out and chop off my head. And he scares him by saying that if we will go inside that shed, he will come out, the ghost will come out and he will cut your head. But I'll take a peek one day. But poet is saying to his brother, let the ghost do anything, but I'll look into that shed one day, and definitely. Again, I'll is used here, so strong determination. I know that there isn't really a ghost. Now the child is mature enough to understand that his brother is telling him lie. There is nothing like ghost in that shed. My brother tells lie to keep the shed for his den. Again he knows that his brother is telling him lie to keep the shed for his den, means to keep the shed for his personal and private purpose. That's why he's telling lie to everyone that ghost is living inside the shed. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises. The child also knows that there is no one who is living inside, who is staring at me, who is gazing at me, and no one is making strange noises. And the spider has been gone from his web since I don't know when. And this line again shows that the shed is very, very old. That spider has woven his web, and after that he's gone from his web, and poet don't know when. I'll go into that shed one day soon. Again, at the last, poet reiterates his wish to go inside that shed one day soon. But not just yet. But he is saying, I will not go into that shed in the near future, rather, when I will go mature or when the time permits. So, he will not go in the near future. And this poem is written by Frank Flynn. Now we'll see poetic devices used in the poem. There is only one poetic device used in the poem, and that is alliteration. And alliteration is repetition of word or the sound at starting of words in the same line. Alliteration. So here are 5 examples of alliteration, and they are: first, I lie and I listen. Here l sound is produced or it is repeated in lie and listen words. So it is example of alliteration and it is from first stanza. Next is door one day. In this, the sound is produced in these two words, door and day, and it is from again first stanza. Now third one, someone staring at me. Here sir sound is produced in someone and staring. It is also example of alliteration, but it is from second stanza. Third is window one day. Now, in this example, word is not repeated, rather, a sound is repeated, that is w in window and one. So, it is also example of alliteration. And again, it is from second stanza. Last example, staring or making strange noises. In this, sir sound is repeated in words staring and strange. So, it is also example of alliteration and it is from fourth stanza. So all these are example of alliteration and these are in this poem. Now let's see theme of poem. The poem revolves around the theme of curiosity of child towards the old and discarded things. We know this means the poem is based on the theme that the child is very curious about knowing the old and the discarded things. So this is theme of poem. So, with this, we completed our poem. Hope you understood it very well. So, do like, share, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. We'll meet you soon with next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.